Were your wallets ready for the Mutant Mayhem? Hello and welcome to Modern Toy Fair. I am your host, Mr. Modern Toy Fair, and I am joined by the founder of the Neca Illuminati, the delayer of shipments, the procrastinator of pre-orders, my YouTube wife, Mrs. Modern Toy Fair, Jarmar_Games. That's not all. I'm also joined by the man Modern Toy Fair has full custody over, the man Optimus Prime popped and he refuses to stop, the Twilight Knight, the master of Mac, the three-pump chump of taking the show off the rails, Nate. How you guys doing?
I'm wonderful.
Yeah,
Jarmar looks wonderful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I look as good as you do every time, I guess is what I was trying to say. I was trying to give you a compliment. But yeah.
Either. I was touched.
I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit worried about recording this episode because I didn't know how the SDCC stuff was going to go, but I'm in a good mood.
A little afraid it was going to be a sad episode for you?
Yeah, but I'm in a good mood.
For context, this is recorded the Wednesday that the NECA Turtle Comic-Con exclusives went up the first day, because we record a week in advance now. But that gets us right to the topic. So we are going to be discussing the fact that within a roughly 2 to 3 week span, we've been hit with a bunch of Turtle pre-orders, Turtles hitting stores, Turtles soon to hit stores, at least for us. In the future, you have already seen them. And even some stuff that's getting completely redone after they already took our money. So let's get right into it here. We've got, first up, the NECA Target Summer Geek Out Fest, whatever it is that they're doing. Had tons of Turtle stuff hit the shelves at random assorted times and amounts. We had the Mirage 4-pack. We've got some more Mirage figures of Splinter, Battle Damage Shredder, Foot Soldier. Was there another one?
No, that wasn't.
What'd you say?
No, I said Ultimate Foot Soldier.
No, that wasn't was there last bigger time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
We had Ultimate April.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
And were there any 2-packs this time?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, no, the
the bug guy.
Bugman and Zap Brannigan.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming that those are going to go up for pre-order, like either this last Friday or or the coming Friday after that, because the first week was Mattel.
Yeah. So here's another thing that before we get into the other brands that's a little interesting is people have been trying to reach out to NECA to find out if this is in fact part of Summer Geek Out, which we have to assume it is because NECA has their distribution isn't great. So them having this much product hit Target consistently means it has to be for something special. There's no way they're just doing this to do this. But apparently NECA's response on social media has been very vague about their involvement with Target's Geek Out thing, making people question if it actually is a part of it or what's going on.
Or they're not allowed to say.
Which
might not be allowed to say.
Which would be so odd. I mean, I know that the Geek Out thing has started already. So at this point, why wouldn't they?
Yeah,
who knows with
other things.
So. Yeah, like when you're dealing with a major retailer like that, they impose weird, bizarre rules that they don't follow. So
facts.
Who knows? But the first thing I want to mention, though, is if this is in fact part of Summer Geek Out, or even if it isn't, it's a lot of one bit of product coming to the stores at one time. So you're talking, what was the 4-pack is $150.
Yes.
The 2-pack is like $60. April is almost $40. And
all the other ones are almost
40.
Yeah, the tax they're about $39. Yeah,
I've already lost count. It's like over like $300-400.
Yeah,
this is how long ago was Holothon?
Not that long
ago. They also dumped close to like $600 or $700 worth of product at once. I mean, we're still not even seeing consistent refilling of those. We've seen them here and there for certain things, but it's just so much product. And this is off topic, but I have also noticed it seems like every 2 weeks there's a new Gargoyles figure out here lately.
Which for a while there was months in between them before, and now it's like, nope, here's the next one, here's the next one, here's the next one.
Not to mention, and I guess we shouldn't be, We are complaining because this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what we
do. It's the internet. We're nerds. We collect toys. This is what we do. Is we complain about them.
We also got for Universal fans, which I am of. We had around Haulathon was the Invisible Man, but then we also just got hit with Bride of Frankenstein and the Phantom of the Opera just within the last few weeks as well. So just NECA alone is super expensive. Yeah. And then on top of that, we're talking the STCC stuff. I'm already fumbling my words. That was another, like, I mean, when do we want to wait? Do we want to talk about that?
Let's just jump. Yeah, we can jump right now. Okay.
I mean, so, like, this is by far the easiest year I've ever had getting this first day. I mean, I was on it, and I was on my phone, like, in a weird area that I'm not normally in, and I only was getting, like, between 2 to 3 bars of service, and I was like, well, we'll see how this goes. No problems. I got 2 4-packs, I got 1 Kino, and I got Greta, which I wasn't going to do, but, it was right there. And it was available, and I was like, boom. I was telling another friend, I was like, at this point, I was like, what's another $50? $50 in the context of this is nothing, Yeah. How much does a banana cost, Michael? $5? That's a deep cut for anybody out there. That's.
Oh, I just thought you didn't buy bananas. I thought that was a serious.
I'm so confused too.
It's a deep cut. It's a deep cut reference. It's a great quote. Anyway, you guys took me off the rails.
You brought up the banana. Don't blame us on that one.
It's true. But yeah, I mean, just I didn't even get I didn't get the glow in the dark creature. I didn't get the Alf. And I only got 2 of the 4-pack because I knew I was going to have to help a friend out somewhere that wasn't able to get it. So I was just like, there's going to be no problem to me to get my money back. So I was like, I'll get 2. But that was, I don't know, $500, like.
Just easily right there.
Yeah. Before taxes and shipping. I mean, that's insane.
So you're looking at, if you just did all of the summer geek out stuff plus that, you're looking at $1,000.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Easy.
I mean, the good thing is I didn't really get much from Haulathon because couldn't really find anything. But it is like kind of a shock, and maybe this is just me not being like up on like everything and knowing like, oh, this is about to be coming, this is about to be coming. This is what you guys are here for. So like I'm just like, yeah, just let me know when this looks amazing. I mean,
none of us know.
Yeah, that's the thing. These just all come swinging out, like especially the Turtles in Time, not Turtles in Time. That's it. Yeah, you know what I mean. That 4-pack releasing was just like within like, hey, we're gonna do this for SCCC. All right, cool. It's gonna be available now. Like you basically have like 4 or 5 days to get ready for it.
Yeah, so like it wasn't even waiting for July when the con is.
Yeah. The other big one though, like we've mentioned, like the 4-pack, the Lawson 4-pack, which is gets to be dubbed. It was kind of like, okay, yeah, it'll be released in the Target soon. I went on AliExpress because I was like, we'll see how soon it'll get. And then like the next 4 days or whatever, it was at Target. And we're like, what? It never happens that way. It's always like, hey, here you go. We'll see it in like 4 months or whatnot. Yeah. But it was like right there. And it's just been nonstop since then. I like it. I'm excited, but I'm like hoping this is like everything, and then I can have my chance to like just cool and calm down for a little bit. I too am jumping back around and back and forth in bananas, right? It was kind of surprisingly easy to get it. The only thing I had an issue with is I tried to use like Apple Pay for like the quick checkout, and it loaded, failed. So I had to go in and type my card and stuff in manually, which I was still able to secure it. But I was actually shocked.
Mm-hmm. It worked really well.
Legitimately shocked.
The website worked really well. Like I said, I was doing it on my phone. I had no issues with the website. Like I remember the one year, like you would put everything in your cart, but you couldn't get anywhere unless you went up to the URL and typed, /cart into it. I mean, that was a disaster. And then this year there was like an initial freak out because, I got on the website earlier in the morning, logged into my account, made sure everything was on the up and up. And then like a few minutes before it was about to go on sale, I refresh, and there was like a login thing at the top of the screen.
At the top? Yeah.
And I was like, and it wouldn't let me log in. It was just enter your password and you couldn't reset anything. It was like, and I was just like, you know what? F it. I just went in and ordered it. And because it all went through Shopify, boom. Like I was checked out within a minute. Like it was shocking. Now I did end up doing 2 orders because I did the 2 4-packs and got out. And then I went back in to see if I could get the other ones. And if I couldn't, it really wasn't a big loss. I was actually buying the Kino for somebody, but he got it too. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm keeping it. It's going to be at Walmart without all the stupid pizza stuff that I don't even care about. But whatever. Again, what's $100 at this point?
Ouch.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Oh, now I'm getting more of the reference here. You know that.
I do.
Yeah. So
of course you do.
Yeah. I don't really know where I was actually then going with that part either, but it was a lot of money. But it went really easy. And I'll just say this, and it's too late anyway because all the sales will be over. But remember this for next year. Everyone that I heard bitching on like the Facebook groups or anything like that, they use PayPal. Don't use PayPal for this. Don't use it. Not for this. It takes too long. Don't do it.
That's a good point.
That's it.
A very good point.
Why is PayPal takes like too long?
It like redirects you to the other website, and it's like you
and then it brings you back to finish. And by that time, people were getting it sold out of their cart out from under them.
Okay. That's like I've never had an issue. Like PayPal like takes like a couple seconds for me. It just because I got it set to automatically log in on my phone, so it's just like boom, boom, back to the website.
And maybe that's for some people they don't have that set up. I know for me, I don't have it. I don't think automatically set up, so it does take a couple of extra seconds. And in this particular cases, a couple extra seconds is all it takes.
Yeah, the only
like
time
you said though, Shopify, it was so fast, like super fast.
Yep.
Granted, I had autofill for my card and everything on my phone, but like that went in. I didn't have to like type anything, but it was just I was done.
Yep.
Done. I don't know if we answered all of your questions.
No, but no, I was just gonna say like the only time it ever takes me any longer with PayPal is if I do the pay in 4, because then it has to go through the whole like you have to agree to the terms, then we have to approve you, and then you have to choose how you're gonna do it. And
right.
Other than that, like everything else is
not good for a timely sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're just a NECA fan right now, you are really feeling it. Now let's say you're just a Turtle fan in general, and you're super excited for the new movie.
Sorry, Jarmar.
Yeah.
For those of you watching this in the past, they've already released, but before us, they have not yet. This upcoming Sunday is the release date for the Mutant Mayhem Playmates line, which has already started showing up at random Kohl's, which now has everyone rushing into Kohl's. Kohl's probably thinks like, oh man, we're so busy. And then they're like, oh.
I always love that when that happens, when Kohl's gets a random thing and people flip out.
Yeah. And it's like everyone's like freaking out, and I think it's gonna be a little rough at first. I think eventually they'll be super easy to get, but if you're someone who's not patient, they are probably gonna be a pain in the ass for the first like probably I want to say a couple weeks to a month, maybe longer, maybe until the movie comes out even.
Yeah, I feel like it's been the same with like all the Playmate stuff, that like, oh my god, you can't find this, partly because it was the dumb like, here goes 2 figures that's going to be at Walmart, the other 2 are going to be at Target. It's just that to me is like just dumb as hell. But now you go into Target, you see like the set on the shelf all the time, so it will eventually level itself out. I'm telling myself that, but I'm going to try and get as much as I can now. I'm like obviously super excited for the movie, and like with this isn't the same as like the TV show like in 2012 or even like Rise, for example. I only really bought a couple things like at the beginning, and I kind of was looking for stuff on sale. But now, like looking back, there's some things that I wish I would have bought. So I don't want that to happen again with this. But also, if they're doing all these things that they keep like leaking or like keep getting shown with like the Star Trek crossover, like that's so random that like I don't even understand why they're doing this unless it makes an appearance in the movie, which I'm sure it doesn't. But it looks like they're taking parts of like the old Playmates line and just sprinkling it in with this movie, and it to me that's like perfection.
And they still have the Star Trek license, so they can do that still.
That is wild to me.
And I'm sure Star Trek is like, yeah, we'll take any attention we can get.
Yeah, like those are some like one of my favorite like Turtles sets, I guess is what I would say, like 4 turtles together are those Star Treks, because it was so completely random that didn't really make any sense at all, and they also look very, very weird. But I wish that we could get some communication of like, normally I'm like, these companies, please communicate to us and let us know what's happening. Now I want the companies to communicate with each other and say, yeah, maybe we'll wait.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
You
till,
do
like,
June, we'll do July.
Yeah, like just like not like dump everything on us all at once. It's egregious. It's just egregious. But
I agree.
I love it.
I was at a Target today and I did see the feature shop set up.
Oh yeah, the weird little end cap thing, double-sided.
But yeah, but the little overhead thing was really cool to see, and so
definitely ready.
Mm-hmm.
Which apparently someone asked their Target if they could take that when they're done with it. And they're like, no, we have to throw it away.
Yeah, it depends on. I've heard that across the board, but then other places people have gotten stuff. Like my wife used to work for Target like 20 years ago when we got married, and they had to destroy their stuff. They did. So they followed that rule.
What you're saying,
some stores may not.
Just walk in and steal it.
Exactly. You shouldn't. We don't want to, condone theft. This is obviously awful. But if they're gonna throw it away,
right? I feel like
saying.
they should just like throw it out the back.
Yeah, just like sit it next to the
like
dumpster.
Prop it next to the dumpster. Yeah.
Yeah. Like speaking of which, I put a carpet cleaner out on the corner this week for the garbage, and somebody took it, and like, ew. Like I had a puppy. Like, ew.
But here's the thing: that person that took it may clean it out.
I hope so.
Like refurbish it, and they may sell it.
So.
I mean, it's not like it's putting puppy poo on the carpet if you're cleaning it.
No, but
it's puppy poop inside.
It's not even really puppy poop. It was just pee and stuff. Pee. But that's it's gross.
I mean, if
someone
you're
else's
poor,
puppy pee.
Yeah. I mean, if you're poor, you don't.
That makes it worse.
It's not like
It's not like it's your puppy. Like this is sorry.
Is it any different than if someone were to buy it off of like Facebook Marketplace?
I just wouldn't buy someone's carpet cleaner.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say yes, because now you're paying for it.
Yeah.
This person was one up on it. They went and they just took it.
And that's fine. That's fine. I hope they get a whole new life cut. I hope they fix it and it's wonderful and it works great. I just ew.
You were going to say something originally before I talked about stealing the poster.
I was gonna say just like throw it, out the back and let people take it, and you technically threw it away.
Right.
But I mean, I always think it's funny when people try that. Like we used to work retail, and we would have cool displays and stuff like that, and people would be like, "Hey, can I have that when you're done?" And even if you try to put somebody's name on it, like they never came and got it. Yeah, like.
I mean, when I worked at GameStop, once in a while we'd have the person come back for it, but very rarely.
Yeah. So, or also, it's like sitting in the back, or
it's especially
you came back and it wasn't ready. And
like you have 24 hours to come get this bitch.
Yeah. Am I supposed to call you and let you know that we're taking it down? Like,
yeah, that just sounds like something I don't want to do.
That's fair.
Same.
Yeah.
So moving on to some more turtle money going out the door.
Oh.
In the midst of all of this happening, we've got NECA taking thousands of your dollars just over the past couple of weeks. We've got Playmates about to take even more of your money for people like Jarmar who are excited and need it all.
I remember what I was going to say now. I was just going to ask Jarmar if his son was like, are you going to buy the toys for your son? Are you going to buy a set for him too? Or
so that's what I'm thinking about it, because like obviously like the NECA stuff, it's you can look at it over here, but like these will be more they're gonna have more like kid focused or kid friendly things. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is getting the stuff that like I want. Most of the new Playmate stuff outside of like the Last Ronin just goes on like my board or wall of like inbox stuff. So I may end up keeping some stuff for that and then letting him just go ham on the rest of it, just because I want him to like have that experience of playing with them. So we'll see.
So stuff you're keeping for yourself, are you going to buy a second one for him as well? Or
so what probably will happen is I'll get stuff now in a mad dash for the wall, right? and then as it starts to replenish and stuff, and I'm hoping it'll be closer to like the movie, because like right now I bought like the plushie, like Donatello that I showed off last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know.
It was probably 3 weeks ago for the people watching this.
Yeah. So that's like his now, but I want to try and slowly get him excited about the movie. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull him away from like Jurassic Park and dinosaurs and stuff.
That's
so
honestly better for you though. Like, yeah, you don't get to share your passion of turtles with him, but you don't have to share your turtles with him.
That's all it's about, is just seeing him like be excited for the movie. So if I get a little bit of that, that'll be cool. But I intend to like maybe go back afterwards when like the hype downs down and be like, oh look, you can get this, and like pick them out in the store like organically versus like, here's everything, here you go. But we'll see.
You could just do like a real big turtle Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. Which, this is another aside. How are parents so like how did you handle like not buying stuff for your kid and then being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna buy this for Christmas? How do you handle like not just being like, oh my God, I can't wait to give this to them? Because it's so hard.
It is. But also the problem we had is both my wife and I are like, we used to be like really bad collect them all. And so, our kid would get everything in the line because we decided that. Like, not him. Like, we decided.
Yeah.
Like, so like one year he'd get like an entire, line of something and be like, cool. I just wanted one.
Yeah. That's fair. We'll see though. Well, you just have to keep watching weekly purchases to see what happens.
Well, see, there to go along with your point, Michael. Somewhere along the line of this year, Jarmar's going to buy them twice, so he's got double the money spent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so even more.
Yeah. But these I don't feel so bad with the Playmates, because if they are like around like $9.99,
right?
Like the $11.99, that would make it a lot better. And I'm not going like balls to the walls with this line. It's mostly like the blister pack or like that 6-pack thing. That's gonna be a thing.
You definitely got to get one regular version of every character in the movie they make.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm hoping. Like the 6-pack will knock out most of that, and then whatever additional, you know what I mean.
The 6-pack isn't regular though, because the 2 of them are battle damaged.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, Bebop and the other mutant are like battle damaged, I believe.
Oh, well,
I think the turtles might be too, but I couldn't really tell from the picture.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would prefer to have just a regular, like, be the ones that I have on the wall with like my Rise and my 2012 and like all the current run that I was old enough to be able to purchase and get. All of those I have doubles of, so except for Rise. But yeah. So yeah, that's what I plan on doing. What were you going? Because you were worrying me here. Because you said NECA. You said Playmates, and I'm like, please don't tell me I missed something with like.
Well, I mean, technically, you kind of have missed something, but you already know about it, and that is the fact that our good old loyal subjects also got in on the turtle fun.
Okay.
So they initially
that's a lot less than Mezco. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
yeah, no, Mezco is. Please, Mezco will randomly drop them in the middle of the summer when NECA drops their stuff, like 5 years from now. So we're good.
We'll be getting the 2006 VA or DVD box set of 4 figures.
That's a great idea, actually.
Right?
So, loyal subjects, they have their Bst Axn IDW turtles that they announced kind of lightly. They didn't really give me any details. They showed them off. Well, now they've officially solicited them twice. So we have the Comic-Con edition of the Turtles, where and these come with the same accessories as the normal ones. They come with an extra head, extra hands, their weapons, and then I think some of them come with like slashing effects and stuff like that. So the Comic-Con ones are $30, and those ones have significantly better paint apps and have a wash to make them just look like actual like good action figures, even though there's a very strong chance that they aren't going to be. Meanwhile, the $22 standard editions, which are not exclusive for the con, are just kind of almost Playmates-ified. They're just bright turtle colors, no extra details.
The Playmates-ified I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they have
but
their
it
Playmates
basically
look to
looks
them.
like their other turtles. Like we have a good example with their standard, paint out.
Yeah, it still looks like a loyal subject thing. I'm just saying Playmates-ified, like it's very much like there's just one color at per like piece. Like the shell is one color, the arms and legs are one color, the wraps are one color. There's no like shading or anything like that to it. So those ones are 22. Those ones are available for pre-order on like Entertainment Earth, Big Bad, all that fun stuff. The Comic-Con editions did go up for pre-order on Big Bad and Entertainment Earth. I think they both sold out though at this point. I'm not 100% sure.
They may have popped back up again.
They might have. I ordered my set and I was just like, I'm good. The only time I went and checked was the other day when I was talking to you, and I'm like, well, they solicited the normal ones and I can't figure out what's the difference. And that's when I like started looking at them side by side. And a lot of people are saying it's just a wash. It's not. Like if you look at them, the paint, like just the color of like if you put Leonardo next to like the other Leonardo, his skin color is a completely different shade of green. So that's not just a wash. There's got to be at least some different paint or even maybe a different color plastic or something in there. Same with like the wraps and stuff. They're completely different shade. So I'm not sure how much detail there actually be when we get them. I'm just hoping that they're not terrible because
well, you're all in.
I'm all in. I'm excited for IDW Turtles finally. I'm sad that of all the companies, this is the one that's doing it. But they don't look bad in the pictures, which most of the Best Action stuff looks bad initially. So, fingers crossed.
I mean, Nate, I'm assuming you have no interest at all in these.
Not in these, no.
Okay. No, makes sense. Makes total sense. I'm like, I want to be all in with you, Michael, even on like the ones with the dark wash. I just am so afraid, for the Best Action. I don't want to say like, a judgment or anything like that, because we try not to judge what people purchase or what you like or whatever.
Oh, we 100%
totally fine. But like seeing the regular Turtles again, even like when we were talking about it, I just left from Walmart, or I just met you at Walmart, and I was walking into Walmart, and I was like, let me go back there and just look at those again before I like make a decision. I look at the Turtles and I'm like, they are so bad that like I'm just afraid. Like I want to see them in person, so that means that I probably won't pre-order the Comic-Con ones because I'm just afraid to do that, and then they turn out and look like shit. Because there's weird things about them, like they look good, but then they also look very weird at the same time.
Yeah, they almost look like they're based off of that PS3 game or PS4 game, whatever it was.
It does. The
Mutants Take Manhattan.
Yeah. It's just it's odd. It's really odd. This isn't the part of the discussion for this. I really wish that Hasbro would just have gotten this, because I like the Turtles. Yeah, I like the Power Ranger Turtles.
Then again, the head sculpts for the Power Ranger Turtles weren't great in my opinion. So
I think they were good, and everyone already knows that, or not Mattel, but Hasbro has like one of the best head sculpts in the game. Some would say the best, but anyways, I just am so.
Some might say that, or NECA, even at the same time.
That's true. That's very true. But no, I will say, like, I probably am gonna feel a little upset that I didn't do the Comic-Con ones, but yeah, I have so much hesitation with this line that I can't trust it.
I'm more concerned about the quality of how the figure's gonna be, because I've heard that the other figures they've done like kind of fall apart and are just really like cheapy. Because visually, like I said before, those Toon Turtles looked like shit from day one. When they announced them, I was like, wow, those look bad. So the fact that they look like shit in real life, not shocking to me. These actually do look good. Are they perfect? No, but they definitely look a hell of a lot better than anything else they've put out. So, and the fact that they're doing Comic-Con exclusive versions makes me have a little hope that they've invested more money in this.
Yeah. We'll see though. We'll see. I just can't trust them. So that makes my wallet a little bit lighter, because I probably will end up getting them, but it probably will wait until like.
But here's the thing: with being on Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, you don't have to pay until they're ready to ship, and I don't think they're shipping until next month or August.
It's not so much about the timing, it's just that I need to see them in person before I give money.
Well, why don't you put them in your pile of loot and then let them sit there until you get to see them in hand, like when Michael gets them?
That's fair.
Because Michael's
that's a good point.
Because I'll get mine,
but that makes sense.
And then I'll take some amazing pictures, and you'll be like, "Fuck you," and then you'll want to buy them anyway.
No, I normally would only do that if I feel burned in any kind of way.
No, I'm pretty sure every time I get something before you and I take amazing pictures, you're always like, "Fuck you." Or if it's something where you weren't gonna get, and then you're like, "Damn."
Oh yeah, I was gonna say there's different reasons behind that. Fuck you. The words are all the same, but sometimes there's just different reasons behind the word.
Oh man. So yeah, I'm hoping they turn out good. I'm both patiently and impatiently waiting. So I'm like, right now my wallet hurts a lot, so I kind of don't want them right now. But the other part of me is like, please.
That sums up most of this turtle stuff right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's still like things like I'm still debating on Splinter from the Neca Mirage line. I still want to get more foot soldiers. I still want to get the
You kind of have to have Splinter, like.
No, I really don't.
Oh yeah. For reasons, man. We'll if you are watching this, then hopefully you watched the previous weeks. I don't know when.
It would have been a week and a half ago.
OnlyFigs. You got to tune in every Wednesday because it's definitely worth it. But yeah.
Yeah, Jarmar's got his own vendetta against that Splinter, but I have a vendetta against him since childhood. So.
Yeah, but he's not flocked. So.
I'm aware, but I still hate him because of that.
And it's probably the coolest one that we've got.
I mean, I'm like I said, I'm tempted. I keep seeing him, and I'm keep being like, oh, it's a good figure though. Plus the ooze cancer, it's like spilling everywhere, and the little baby turtles. Like, the only thing I don't like is his robe seems a little short. Like it seems like the dad who like walks out in his robe and his dick's hanging out. I'm just like, what's going on?
Well, that's not his tails. That's not his tail, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, speaking of tails, they gave the turtles their little tails.
Yeah, which we have opinions to go. So yeah, I can't wait for OnlyFigs actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I know I'm
good news.
Basically,
you've only got 15 minutes to wait for that.
I'm promoting a thing that no one will see because
I mean hopefully they've already seen it.
Yeah, but they wouldn't get it. But yeah, so let's talk about this last one because I am actually.
So yes,
I've come around the mountain on this. I'm assuming this is what you're bringing up.
So this last one is from good old Super 7, who we're such great fans of here at Modern Toy Fair. They were kind enough to release a video in regards to the Ninja Turtles party wagon that was pre-ordered, a year ago at this point ish.
Oh man, I couldn't even tell you. I
want to say it was last summer.
Yeah, because it was both of them were around the same time. So like a month apart.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I looked at my NECA account, and I think that one was like August that I ordered the NECA one.
To the fall for. So maybe I guess September, August, around that time, if that makes sense. If
NECA was August, I think Super 7 would have been like June or July because they happened before NECA because we didn't know the NECA price point when we saw the insane price point for the Super 7 one. So they completely redid this thing to make it look like the old Playmates one. Because people complained, and apparently they decided, well, we're going to spend the first year completely redoing the whole thing and not tell you we're doing that ahead of time. So they showed off a new sample of it that wasn't the correct colors yet because it was still like in the sample colors, and it looks fantastic. They did a great job. Like, it looks significantly better. I think my problem with it is like did they not get enough orders, or not as many as they wanted or something? Like, why do this if the people who paid for it were cool with the way it was before? Because you're not dropping $400 on a turtle wagon or $450 on a turtle wagon just for shits and giggles, like you would have had to been like, well, it's not exactly what I wanted, but I dig it, or I do like it. It's a good modernization of it. Like there had been some inkling that you were cool with this purchase ahead of time. So that means now we're gonna have to wait another year, probably more, to get it. And with how wishy-washy Super 7 is, it's kind of concerning of like, will we get it? And also I have to assume they're going to open up new pre-orders for people who didn't order it the first time because they didn't like the way it looked. So it just has a lot of red flags for me.
Your first thing that you said about it, it wasn't what other people wanted, and it's only if they reopen it up for pre-orders would that make sense. If they just are going with it with what they already have, then I don't understand, other than the fact that they realized that they had a shitty product and people weren't going to be happy with it. I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm picking on them, because we've caught heat, and we've we're not at least for me, I am critical because I'm a fan and I'm not getting what I wanted from them. And so I let it be known with my wallet, and I don't purchase the product anymore. And this constant falling behind on these things it's understandable in one hand. We're coming out of the Panazoicas. We're still dealing with supply and demand issues. So I understand that. But they just then continue to offer more and more products and take more and more pre-orders and then fall more and more behind. I think now, I didn't buy these, and I'm so glad I didn't, but I think it's Transformers Wave 2 is now over a year late. Not over a year, since it was ordered. It's over a year since it was supposed to come out. That's insane at this point. One wave is out. It's heavily discounted at any place that sells them. The first wave of the Transformer Super 7s. I think they've got one wave out of the Power Rangers. I don't know how many now that they've solicited for. Silverhawks is really weird and up in the air. But then they just teased a Cat's Lair playset for Thundercats. And if that is for the Ultimates line, then they're out of there. Because that thing is at least going to be $850. There's no way it's not going to be. Snake Mountain was $650, and that was 3-4 years ago. I'm thinking the Thunder Tank. It very well may be. I'm just saying there's no way it's under $850. And then even if some people were saying, oh, it might be a reaction playset, I don't see them putting that kind of teaser out for it. And even then, that's probably going to be $200 or $300. So either way, what are you doing? I know they need working capital, and that pre-order process helps. But at the same time, I do got to wonder what their pre-order numbers are looking like, as opposed to going to someplace like Big Bad Toy Store when you can just pre-order it and wait and not have to pay for it. Because
apparently not all the lines are doing great, because the Disney line had the Rescuers. That line got canceled because it didn't have.
Oh, it did. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, the
I wondered about
Rescuers
that.
Got canceled because they didn't get enough pre-orders, which is partially also because they had two different figures. Well, that's technically 3 figures, but 2 different options. You had the one that I think was the human, and then the other one was the 2 mice. And they were originally listed at the normal $55, which is still seems like a lot. But then they fixed it, and the 2 mice were $80.
$80, yeah.
Okay.
It's no shit. They didn't fucking get enough pre-orders. No one needs those to begin with, let alone for $80.
I like that movie, but I don't need that. I enjoyed the movie.
No,
super. That's it. Yeah. I don't know how many super fans of the Rescuers there are. So that makes total sense. So again, it's because I care about the company. I question this. I think it's, even if it is all 100% improvements, you have to allow people to step out then if you do this as well, because you're changing what was initially offered. And because I know somebody who tried to cancel theirs, and there's no cancellations on those ones that you've already paid for. They won't let you. But now that it's completely, I mean, I won't say completely different. I don't even.
I mean, it is dramatically different.
I didn't look at side by side comparisons. I wasn't terribly interested in getting that one. Ultimately, and when I saw it come out, I was like, "Oh, okay, it looks like a big version of the Playmates one." I'm sure that's what a lot of people wanted. But Michael, did you order this one?
I did, but I was smart. I did through Entertainment Earth.
Okay, and because you originally were getting this not for Super 7. This was just going to be a large scale
turtle van,
party wagon, and now is that what you're getting?
I do think it looks better than it did before, and not because it looks like the old toy, because it does look very much like it, but like it's more boxy. Before it was more rounded, so it almost looked like the comic bus that they had rather than like the traditional one that we're used to. I personally, at this point, if NECA puts up pre-orders for the fixed version of theirs, I'll cancel that and get the NECA version. Because the NECA version looks really good now that they got rid of the weird, dramatic fucking Mount Everest hump. So it will really just depend on what NECA does. But yeah, I will never order something directly from Super 7 because one, situations like this where they have their no cancellation policy, and if they change something and you're not happy with it, you're stuck with it. And two, I'd rather wait and order it from somewhere where I might be able to not get it right away and see how it turns out, because a lot of these figures aren't turning out good. So
well, I don't know if that's fair to say because we haven't really seen any of the figures.
Well, no, we've seen we're talking about like the
G.I.
Joe stuff.
I know, I'm just talking about my
turtle Power Ranger stuff.
Silverhawks.
Yeah, like we've seen that stuff at cons and at toy shows, and it looks bad. And
yeah,
it's just one of those things. Like I wouldn't shell out $55 for that. Hell, I probably wouldn't even shell out $30 for that. Especially when you've got like Power Rangers. You've got the Lightning Collection for $25. And the Lightning Collection looks way better.
It's a sad shame. I myself, when I saw it, Michael, you were there. I watched the video and I was like, "Holy shit, this looks really good." And I don't know if it is just like, "Oh, I like this because it looks like the Playmates one," or I feel like it feels, I don't know, more fun. I guess if that's probably like the way. I don't know how to really kind of like explain like what I like more about this one, but I still have a problem
more like the
with
turtle
like
van.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like, oh my god, it just has to be like the Playmate.
No. I'm saying in general, it looks more like the turtle van. The last one.
Oh, okay, didn't. I see what you mean.
In my opinion, the last one it looked like a van
for the turtles.
For the turtles, this one looks like the turtle van.
More iconic, I guess, is probably the best way to explain that. But so yeah, I like it. It's still it was the thing of like, oh my god, this looks amazing, but it's like $450. So really, am I going to do anything? Am I going to jump on like pre-orders if they open it up? It's still kind of the same thing of like $450 for something to sit on my shelf and me not be happy because it's taking up too much space or like whatever. Like, I don't know if I would do that. I know it seems silly, but like I kind of do want like a turtle van. But at the same time, you have NECA, and I don't fully agree with you to say like it just looks that much better, but it is serviceable and it is less expensive.
Significantly, it's $200 cheaper.
Yeah. So it is weird, but I didn't have the same perspective. I was like, oh shit, this is cool. It must make a lot of people happy. But I didn't think from the other perspective of like, if you really love that and you pre-ordered it, now they changed it. Like what's that situation and how does that work? That's kind of a shit thing. It also makes me feel sad because I feel like Super 7 is just kind of
can't win
out there.
No matter what they do.
Yeah, but not so much that, but maybe they just have like poor management or something of like it needs someone to just come in and say, look, we need to focus on this and getting these out, and let's not worry about what's in the future or playing around and making things. Like it's almost like they're having fun, but they're not realizing that like, you know, there's the tracks that they're having fun on, but they don't realize that the bridge is out in the front and they're just enjoying themselves, which is good. But once they fall off the bridge, then that's not good for anyone. So it is. I didn't expect to have a concerning thought for Super 7 because I just want my Slam Dunk Donnie. That's all.
You're never gonna get it. So real quick before we close out, I did open it up as always to the Patreon members for some input. So these are the comments that they left. First, we've got the 45th lyric. There we go. Sorry, I'm illiterate, so when you've got a bunch of words pushed together, I can't read them. So they put Neca Disputation is pretty messed up here. It seems that one target gets everything and the others get nothing. It is hard to know which will win the lottery each time they distribute. I am more surprised when I do find something on the shelves. The past time out hunting, the target that always had nothing had some things. Invisible Donnie, Phantom Casey, even the Lost in Turtles. And every other target was empty. I haven't seen any of the Mirage stuff besides Slash in store. Technically, that's Archie. And kind of given up on them. And while I like the look of the Neca Turtles, I think I will wait for the last Samurai run and call it a day. I assume you mean last Ronin?
Or maybe
I'd say unless the 4-pack. Yeah, the 4-pack. It's either last Ronin or 4-pack.
Yeah.
I love the look of NECA, but the figures not being really posable and the always empty-handed hunts are slowly driving me away from the line. The new Playmates line figures look like they're trying hard to tote that line of being being for kids and collectors. I haven't pre-ordered them yet, but kind of want to see them in person before really making a choice. And then we had good old Subjects, who had some not so kind things to say about Super 7. So you and Nate, BFFs here. For the record, this is Subjects on Patreon's words, not mine.
Oh no!
Brian,
you have to say that.
Brian Flynn of Super 7 posted an IG video of the turtle van they're doing. They had completely start from scratch a year after taking everyone's money, $500 up front pre-order money because they fucked up the design. Not only is it delayed longer, but there's concerns it won't be as good as the original promised. Meanwhile, Brian Flynn is pretending to be excited for the redesign. He's untrustworthy, so I don't know what to think. Super 7 line is plagued by pressure from Playmates to not make vintage designs, which was the whole point from the beginning. So some very strong feelings from Patreon, but let us know in the comments below what your thoughts and feelings are on all of this. Is your wallet hurting? We don't have a lot of time, so make it fast.
I know. I also want people down in the comments to let us know if you want the Patreon stuff read in a dramatic reading by me instead of Michael.
I mean, I'm here for it because I am not good at reading.
Fired.
Yeah, because we will do I would do like a dramatic reading as a character, and so I think that.
And I'm just gonna continue to stumble through it, so I'm here for it. If you want to read them from now on, I will happily send them to you. But yeah, listen in the comments below what your thoughts and feelings are. Is your wallet hurting? If you are excited, if you just are glad we have turtle toys, even though it's probably another 6 months before we get another batch of turtle toys with the way things go. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Helps us out, gets you much toy-related content in your feed. If you're a fan of the channel, though, you can head down into the description below and go to patreon.com/Modern Toy Fair. We've got all sorts of tiers with different rewards that you can check out. We'd greatly appreciate it. You can check Jarmar out over on metal.tv/Jarmar Games. Nate, what do you got for us this week?
Well, we got an awesome new podcast that's starting.
Did he? This is a bit, right? Yeah, this is a bit. Okay.
And it's going to be awesome. So.
Awesome.
Make sure to check that out. We'll hopefully see you next week. Same toy time, same toy for our channel. Thank you for watching.
If